So hold on a second there. So now you're blowing my mind. So somebody can get this, 500 quid, install it at home, charge their car, then they've gone off to work or whatever.
Correct.
Then the charger's sitting there.
Yeah, it's going to appear as available.
They can effectively rent that out.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
You could set the price. You set the price.
A brown card guy. Brown card guy.
So I'm here today at the Royal Automobile Club to meet Matthew. And this is Matthew. Matthew, you know what, rather than me saying what we're doing here, because I don't really know, you tell me why I've come here to meet you and what you're going to talk to us about today.
So first of all, thank you for coming today. Today we're here to talk about the app that me and my team built so that we could bring a real change, a revolutionary change to how charging is done in Europe.
Just to stop you there, revolutionary is a word that's thrown around a lot these days, especially with the way technology is progressing, and we've got EVs, we've got chargers. I mean, chargers really, to be honest, is quite confusing for a lot of people. So first of all, let's go back to basics. Let's talk about the company, what it does, how long has it been going, and does it exist? Can people get chargers, etc.?
So basically, we launched EVDC in February of 2021. EVDC is a charge map where you can access all the operators with no account. You could charge really as a guest, and what I mean as a guest is we don't even need your email. And you could have access to all the operators with one app at the best possible price.
So these are public chargers or private chargers?
Public chargers.
Okay, cool.
Public chargers, and so what we've done is we've really lowered the barriers to entry. So it's really as simple as possible to get a charge going. You can literally just arrive at the airport in, let's say, Spain, download the app, log in as a guest, and find the charger near you, add your credit card, and you can start a charger remotely. You don't need an RFID card, and that's on all the chargers. So that's a cool aspect. That's a cool feature.
So that's charging. So what's the new thing? What are we here to talk about today?
So basically, we focus a lot on reliability, availability of chargers. There's been a lot of difficulties for users that they just arrive at the charger and it just doesn't work. So we're really focusing on making sure that every single charger on our app that you could see, you could navigate to, and it works.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, isn't it? I've had that few. I don't own an electric car, but when I get one on test, and I live in northwest London where you're supposed to have easy access to chargers, but so often you go there, it's occupied, or it's not working, or you spend half an hour on the helpline. It can be quite frustrating.
Yeah, it's difficult. So we came up with a strategy, and that strategy is look, we have over 500,000 charging points on our app, and every half an hour, every single charger gets a ping. So we call that a heartbeat. It's like we send a signal to our back end to see if the charger responds back with either successful or in use, or an unavailable or problematic or in maintenance. And then that updates on like a live status on our app. It's always, whatever you see, it's all been pinged already. So it's all reliable. So that brings us down to close to 27 million pings a day. That costs us a lot in processing fees at the end of the month.
Right, yeah, of course.
On our server bill, you could understand. But, so we've taken the necessary steps into making charging available and reliable, which is extremely important, especially for EV drivers to know that they're going somewhere. Let's say you have 10% battery left and you're navigating to a charger. I mean, you could arrive at 1 or 2%, and then once you get there, if it doesn't work, then what do? You have to drive to another charger. You can run out of battery. Not all chargers are close by. So we've taken this measure in order to help the people to have more confidence into.
But there are apps that do that currently. I mean, there are apps on the phone that will tell you which chargers are available, whether they're working, how many people are there, etc., etc.
Yes.
So how does that differ from what you're offering?
So how it works, okay, so one charger will say, okay, you'll see that 6 stalls are available, okay, but that's not in the live, it's not in the current moment. So Sometimes some people will navigate to charge, it says 6 stalls are available, but 2 of them are broken. Because how it works, the protocol will communicate to the e-mobility service providers, which is people that operate apps like ours. It will communicate the availability of the apps through the API, of the charger through the API, but it will not communicate if the charger is going to work or not. Like us, the ping signal that we send is initially a start signal. So we start the charger, and right away we start and stop it within like a few seconds. So that way to know if it was successfully started, that means it's functional. That's what I mean by like a heartbeat. It's not just reading the status of the charger, because a lot of operators will not communicate everything. And for me, the best way to know if it starts is to start it. That's the way to get it guaranteed.
One of the frustrations that I've often had is like, obviously, like I get different cars and I end up going to places. The socket is usually the same, but there's always different ways of operating them. Like you say, some you need to download the app, some you don't, some you need to subscribe to. Some of them you used to have to upload an amount of payment or something before you could even start a charge, you know. And then the other day, like I was using one, I can't remember where it was, but I think it was in Morrison's car park. And it wouldn't disconnect. It literally, like I was trying to stop it and it wouldn't stop, you know. And I kept turning things on and off, and then somehow it suddenly stopped. But then the cable was stuck, you know, and it took a while for that to come out, you know. So there's lots of frustrations. It's like, is there a way for people to sort of become more confident and more, you know, an ease of use scenario? So
basically, I just have one question. Your charger that you was using, were you using a third-party app, or you were using the operator app?
No, that one didn't have an app, so that was literally off the screen of the charger itself. So I parked up my car,
so you couldn't send
a
signal to stop, because us, like a lot of apps, you cannot stop the charger. Us, you can, because how it works is that once you charge your car on EVDC, first of all, we have the fastest handshake, because we allow the user to start charging, and then we do the connection, because it's faster for us to allow you to start charging and then deal with the authorization, then to wait for the authorization. Sometimes that's the issue. The authorization takes time. That's why the handshake is slow. Now, coming back to your point, with EVDC, you would basically plug your charger, into your car and into the machine, and then you would start the session, right? And then as soon as you stop the session, we send a signal directly to the charger in order to stop and unlock the session, and then you can go. We wait for the CDR, which is the charge detail records, and that could take up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depends on the charger. And some other apps, they do the opposite. They wait for the CDR and then they allow you to unlock, because
why there's a delay.
Once they allow you to unlock, I mean, it could be also technical difficulty with the charger, but once they allow you to unlock, if you don't have enough money to cover on your credit card, that means you could just go and, they're going to have to chase you.
So how does it work with payments? So for example, this charger I used, this one took me by surprise actually. It was different from others that I've used previously, where when I touched it, it said we're taking I can't remember what it was, but say £99 charge or £99 hold. And for a minute there, I was freaking out. I was like, what's going on here? And then I called up the helpline. I said, look, is that a hold amount or is that what you're charging? He said, no, that's what we're holding. He said, it's just like using a petrol pump, which I'm familiar with. And I guess a lot of people are familiar with that. But when it's unfamiliar technology, then you get alarmed, don't you?
Now with EVDC, how it works, £100 for pre-authorization is a bit hectic, honestly. It's a lot. Now us, how it works, you put in your card, and the first time you use the app, we pre-authorize about 40 pounds, and then as soon as you plug in back, like you stop the session and unplug, it's automatically deducted the difference, and returned to your card. It's very fast. I know some operators can hold on amounts like pre-authorization up to a few days even, but that's not how we do it. We deduct and refund right away. And also, in my opinion, coming back to the point of the charger being plugged, I think they're doing that to make sure that you'll pay them, because if you don't have the money on your card and the charger is locked, you're not going to abandon your cable. So what they're doing is, if it doesn't unplug and your payment failed, and you call them, they say, oh, please pay. Payment. It's because payment was failed. Please pay, and then we'll unlock the charger. So they're kind of holding you hostile, on top of the price being extremely expensive compared to what it really costs. in energy.
So how many chargers have you got at the moment, and where are they mostly?
Close to about 600,000 charge points on the app. And
Here in the UK?
No, in the UK we don't have close to 600,000 chargers.
Right.
Less than 20,000 in the UK.
Okay.
A lot of fast chargers. I mean, we cover all the networks.
Up to what speed?
350.
Right, okay.
Like our 50 kilowatts, for example, are less expensive than our 350 kilowatts. Some other networks, it's the same. Us, it's a drastic difference. So let's say if you have some time, you can wait half an hour, 45 minutes. I would suggest to charge on the 50 because it's much cheaper. And all our chargers are across Europe, Italy, Spain, France, Germany, and also as well the United Kingdom. And yeah, so that's the...
So you have a box here. So you have home charging as well.
Yes, we offer home charging and commercial usage charging, but it's the same box. It works 3-phase or single phase. It's basically, this is part of our second point, which is our peer-to-peer network. So basically people could buy this for about £500, install it, and then share the chargers on the network. You share your charger on the network.
So hold on a second there. So now you're blowing my mind. So somebody can get this, 500 quid, install it at home, charge their car, then they've gone off to work or whatever.
Correct.
Then the charger's sitting there.
Yeah, it's going to appear as available.
They can effectively rent that out.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
You could set the price. You set the price. You decide what you're comfortable. Of course, we suggest, there's a suggestion that pops out when you're setting up the charger. Like, let's say you should charge 32 pence. Per
32 quid is a bit much.
Yeah, 32 quid is a bit. Sorry, I'm not from here. So, 32 pence per kilowatt, and then people come use it while you're not here, and then they leave. You get paid, and we take 8% on that. That's our network fee.
So just to go back to that, how does that work? Because in terms of, okay, so you've got it installed at home, you get your bill, so you know how much your tariff is charging you, which can differ from location to location, house to house, contract to contract. So how do you work out how much you should charge somebody else? Because also, in effect, you're kind of renting out your parking space as well, aren't you?
It depends on the rates around also, like
right.
in your area. That's how we pull out the suggestion. But also what's cool is that, let's say if somebody has a battery pack at home and they're storing solar power and it's costing them nothing, right? They could offload that solar power into EVDC user cars and earn something out of it. So you're reselling the energy at a decent price, good price. You could technically see a good revenue from that. Because you're not paying from the grid, or if you have a battery pack that fills up at night. So
how quickly would a £500 box effectively pay for itself if you were doing something like that?
I mean, if it's utilized, you could make 15 to 20 pound a day. If it's if it's utilized normally, if it's heavily utilized, you could make more.
So somewhere in London, for example, where there's lots of people with EVs, and if you're lucky enough to have a house in London and you got to drive and you got this, you go off to work, you basically rent that out for the day.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could definitely make a couple $100 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how do people find them? Are they also on the app? Hope you're enjoying this video. Make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe if you're not already doing so. And support independent automotive journalism channels like mine. You can do that at patreon.com, coffee.com, or taking out a subscription right here on YouTube. Or you know what? Better still, you can go and buy my books. I've got 3 books out now. They're all on Amazon. They're all available to buy. More details on this are in the description, but buying any of these books will certainly help. Thanks so much for watching. So if there's somebody's on the app, they can see where
it pops in as a charging point, but it's going to pop in as a peer charging point, not as a, instead of showing as that it's an operator, it's going to pop in as a peer, like a person.
So the people using the app would know that, they would understand. Because you see, for me, it's like somebody said, oh, there's a charger. I'd be like, oh, on this address, and I'd see this, oh no, that's somebody's house. I'd be like, no, that's somebody's house. I'd be like, no, can't use that, surely.
No, but it's made in a way that you will see a picture of how it is, where it is, and that it's Jonathan's charger, for example, what's around that house. Let's say, is there an Aldi, is there a Lidl, is there a convenience store? So essentially it's very safe, and also we have to approve before. Like once the person enrolls the charger, they fill up a little, questionnaire. Where is it? How much the price you want to put? You have to take a picture. What's your name? What's the address? And then we after that approve it, and then if they're missing the billing because we deposit the funds into their account directly. If they're missing billing information, they have to add it. We fill it up, close it
So
up.
you're kind of vetting them as well. So they won't be like, this charger down some mysterious dark alleyway where they're carjacking
No,
your car.
we want to make sure our users are safe,
Right.
and also for you as a host, we want to make sure that you have the most utilization,
Yeah.
so people come and use your charger, so you could be happy and you can recommend it to other people.
So this is my other question. You just mentioned the host. How do you guarantee the cutoff? So say you've been at work, you've come home, and there's a car parked in your driveway charging. I mean, is there a time limit to by this time you must be gone or whatever?
There's no time limit.
Okay, so
If
how
you're
will you
a host-
guarantee that your space is available to you?
I mean, if you're a host and we want the network to be utilized and we want people to encourage this type of behavior, you have to accept that's the fact that you might come and there's somebody in your car park, but I mean you're earning a couple cents per kilowatt, which is interesting. You're making money, so you're not going to tell the guy to.
So when you come home, can you dial it up and make it even more expensive?
No, I mean you could put tariffs by a specific time. Like say if you want it at night, you can charge that price. If you want it in the morning, you can charge that price. But I mean, if you're going to go and make a decision of renting out your car park, I think the best possible scenario would be to rent it out full time and use another one if you have.
Right.
Or I mean, for the price you're paying for the unit, and you want it to be profitable, and you could actually get in a positive ROI. I think it's best to get as much business as you can, get as many drivers to come, and then you could really see this valuation.
So hang on, this is kind of taking us in two different directions, isn't it? This is either the scenario where there's a host and he has a charger and it's convenient to also let other people use it, or it's almost like a business, it's almost like a revenue stream for some people.
Well, that's why we called it a business in a box.
A business in a box.
It's a business, technically it's a box, it's a business in a box. Let me show it to the camera real quick. So you see, this is the charger. Sorry, I'm holding it a bit awkwardly. 25-foot cable, 3-phase, 22 kilowatts. And when it's on, that little lightning bolt, bright green, which is also our logo. And I just want to show the packaging because I'm very proud of it. It's very nice. So it comes in this. You see it's not super big box. If you want to have, we also do them post-mounted. So you could have it as a post. Let's say if you don't have a wall that could support the unit, you could have a post mounted for an extra fee, but it's still very reasonable. So
and what's the speed on these?
22 kilowatts, 3-phase, or you could use it on a single phase 7.5 kilowatts. So it adjusts automatically. You don't have to do anything.
So these are available now?
Yeah, they're available now.
So some manufacturers, obviously, they are part of the deal of buying their car. I think Mini, for example, they say, well, we'll install a charger. So, I mean, is this through, would you offer it through manufacturers as well, or is it?
Yeah, we'll offer it to manufacturers as well.
Right, okay.
And it's for what it is. If somebody wants to buy a charger and put it in his house, I would recommend monetizing it, because it will allow you to explore this avenue of being like a micro charge point operator. So
what we've covered here today is basically a way that not only your EV is something that you can use, but your EV, or rather your EV charging, is actually something that could make you money.
Correct.
Because what you're doing is and like you said, if you have solar panels on your house and you've got storage facility, then basically you're getting your power for nothing, you're selling it on, you're using your car essentially for free.
Correct. And also I wanted to just cover a little point that I missed out earlier. So on our app, you have all the operators, okay? You have a very fast app, very quick. You have the ability to monetize your charger, but there's something I didn't mention. On our app, the price per kilowatt is basically what we pay the operator. So you pay what we pay. So extensively, it's a very good proposition of value, because let's say instead of paying another network 65 pence per kilowatt on a fast charger, you would pay like what we pay, which could be around 53 pence per kilowatt. So extensively you're saving. There's no membership, there's no hidden fee. You're just paying for the kilowatt. You don't pay for the time. It's per kilowatt pricing, and you only pay after you get the energy. So once we get the CDR, we charge your credit card, and that's how it works.
So thanks very much, Matthew. That is absolutely fascinating. I mean, you have to look at your own convenience when it comes to these things, but on the face of it, this sounds like a pretty good idea, to be able to not only have your EV, but to offer that facility of charging to other people. Just before we end, was there anything else that you wanted to tell our audience about? Also at the end, tell them where they can find out more.
Yeah, sure. So basically, as I was saying earlier, like the proposal of value is very nice, and it's interesting because of the good pricing, right? So, EVDC is about helping the people, we really want to make a change in the charging market. We're really interested in, helping the market push down on, the expectation of pricing, and, everything's just too expensive, and like the operators are just charging so much money and people are just paying. So I think like with what we're doing, it's like we're encouraging operators to lower their price, trying to get more traction, more volume in charging. So in my opinion, it's good that we're offering the cost price. What we pay is what you pay. This is our virtue, and if you want to download our app and give it a shot, you can download it on the App Store or on our Android store, which is the Play Store. You just simply type EVDC charging map and it's going to be right there. And I highly encourage you, whether it's for a holiday, a road trip, a one-off session, because as I said, there's no barriers, no membership. You don't even have to make an account. You can charge as a guest. So thanks for this interview.
And where can they get the box?
You can buy it on Amazon or on our website.
It's on Amazon?
Yeah, or in the North America and on Walmart also as well.
Good old Walmart. There you go. Well, there you go. Thanks a lot for that, Matthew.
Thank you.
And don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe on your way out, and then we'll be back with you with some more great news and information from the world of cars.
Thank you.
Running a business these days, especially if you're a one-man army, is exhausting. Believe me, I can tell you all about it. From getting new clients to chasing payments to creating the content, it can be chaos. That's why I want to tell you about my friends at STRATIGENCY. Now, they help solopreneurs and small business owners, especially folks in the car scene, automate, scale, and actually grow their business. Websites, content strategy, Instagram, WhatsApp, it's all sorted. If you're ready to go from being overwhelmed to in control, book a 15-minute consult at the link in the description. And tell them Brown Car Guy sent you. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.